بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم. پیپل ٹو پیپل کانٹیکٹ کی باتیں ہم بڑا عرصہ پہلے سے کرتے آئے کہ امریکنز کا اور پاکستانی عوام کا جو کانٹیکٹ ہے وہ بہت ضروری ہے, اور اس میں کئی مرتبہ ہم نے دیکھا کہ پیپل ٹو پیپل کانٹیکٹ جو تھا اس کا سلسلہ جاری رہا, اور اس میں کئی دفعہ ہم نے دیکھا کہ رکاوٹ آ گئی اور وہ سلسلہ منقطع ہوا. بٹ اٹ واز اے ویری گڈ ایکسرسائز کہ امریکن عوام اور پاکستانی عوام ان کا پیپل ٹو پیپل کانٹیکٹ جو تھا وہ ہوتا رہا. پالیسیز جو ہے امریکن پالیسیز, اس میں کوئی نہ کوئی گڑبڑ ہو سکتی ہے, اس میں جناب اختلافات ہو سکتے ہیں, لیکن عوام جو ہے دونوں ممالک کے, پاکستان کے ہوں یا امریکہ کے ہوں, ان دونوں عوام کے اندر ایک کانٹیکٹ رہا ہے ہمیشہ سے, اور کوششیں بھی دونوں طرف سے یہ جاری رہی ہیں کہ یہ کانٹیکٹ جاری رہے. ایک انیشیٹو لیا گیا بہت عرصہ پہلے, اور وہ انیشیٹو یہ تھا کہ ایک اسٹیٹ کے لوگ اور دو ممالک کے لوگ جو ہے ان کا کانٹیکٹ جو ہے آپس میں رہے اور عوامی سطح پر کانٹیکٹ رہے. سو ڈیلور ایک اسٹیٹ ہے امریکہ میں, ڈیلور اسٹیٹ لاہور اور دہلی کا ایک جناب ایک پارٹنرشپ بنائی گئی, اور اس پارٹنرشپ کا نام دیا گیا کہ یہ پیس کی پارٹنرشپ ہے. کچھ عرصہ پہلے ڈیلور لاہور دہلی پارٹنرشپ فار پیس نے جناب انیشیٹو لیا, اور آج آفٹر لائک اے فیو ایئرز ڈاؤن دا لین یہ انیشیٹو اتنا اچھا ہو چکا ہے, اتنا گرپنگ ہو چکا ہے کہ جو عوام ہے پاکستان کے اور امریکہ کے, ان کے درمیان جو ریلیشن شپ قائم ہو چکا ہے وہ بہت اسٹرانگ ہو چکا ہے. اور اس میں I would appreciate the efforts made by Delaware Lahore Daily Partnership for Peace, because اس کے جو تسلسل تھا, کنٹینیوٹی جو تھی اس کی, وہ جاری رہی ڈسپائٹ دا فیکٹ کہ there was very rocky situation between the both countries, America and Pakistan. But still, یہ ریلیشن شپ جو تھا ڈیلور لاہور دہلی ریلیشن شپ, یہ اس کی کنٹینیوٹی جاری رہی, اس میں بریک نہیں آیا. ایک مرتبہ پھر 10 ممبر کا ایک ڈیلیگیشن لاہور آیا ہوا ہے فرام امریکہ, ڈیلور اسٹیٹ سے. اٹس اے ہائی پروفائل ڈیلیگیشن. اس میں کم از کم 6 پی ایچ ڈی ہولڈرز ہیں, اور ڈیلور اسٹیٹ کے میئر بھی ہیں اس میں. سو آئی مسٹ سے کہ ان کا جو انٹریکشن ہو رہا ہے پاکستانی عوام کے ساتھ, اینڈ دے میٹنگ پیپل اینڈ دے گوئنگ اراؤنڈ, چیمبر میں بھی جا رہے ہیں, اسکولز میں بھی جا رہے ہیں, اینڈ دے آر میٹنگ پیپل آفیشلی بھی, اور کچھ ان کو لوگ فیسیلیٹیٹ کر رہے ہیں اور ایکسٹینڈ کر رہے ہیں, ان کو آنر کر رہے ہیں, ان کو انویٹیشنز ایکسٹینڈ کر رہے ہیں, اور کچھ لوگ پرائیویٹلی بھی ان کو انوائٹ کر رہے ہیں. میں انٹروڈکشن کرانا چاہوں گا, اور انٹروڈکشن ان سب خواتین کا کرانا چاہوں گا جی جو ڈیلور سے ہمارے پاس آئی ہیں. کیتھلین میئر جو ہے وہ ہیڈ آف ڈیلیگیشن ہے, اینڈ شی از دا کو فاؤنڈر آف ڈیلور لاہور دہلی پارٹنرشپ فار پیس. سو کیتھلین میئر ہیڈ کر رہی ہیں ڈیلیگیشن کو. کیتھلین, ہاؤ آر یو؟
I'm fine.
So how was the trip this time?
Well, the trip is now in its fourth or fifth day, and it's going exceedingly well. We have an agenda, and that agenda is working, and we expect to bring to fruition by Saturday night and head back to the United States on Sunday. I would define us as the United States of America Civil Society Delaware delegation. And we have several major serious objectives. This is not a group of tourists. These are 10 people who were personally selected because of who they were and what they could offer on this delegation. People ranging from the Executive Vice President of World Trade Center, Delaware, to the Senior Advisor to the Mayor of Wilmington, Delaware, in International Relations, to university professors. So it's a top-notch delegation, and they have the capability and capacity to address a number of issues with our friends in Pakistan. I must tell you and your audience that our number one objective is to demonstrate to the people of Pakistan the friendship and solidarity of Americans with the Pakistani people. And we are most interested in establishing partnerships in various areas and having ongoing relationships. This is not a 7-day delegation just to come to Pakistan. It's a delegation with serious objectives, which we fully expect to complete and continue when we return to the United States.
That's excellent. That's excellent. Let me introduce my other guests also, which are part of the delegation. Rebecca Faber. She is the President and CEO, World Trade Center, Delaware. Rebecca, thank you very much for joining me. Then we have with us Julie Rumschlag. Am I pronouncing it right?
That's correct, Rumschlag.
Okay. So she's the Dean of Cam Callaway School of Arts. And I must tell my viewers over here, they must be familiar with this art school. This is the best school, and whenever there's a performance which needs to be done at White House, the students from Cab Callaway School of Arts are invited over there.
Yes, actually, recently our dancers were invited to perform for Michelle Obama and her guests.
Okay, excellent. Excellent. So we're going to talk about this one also. So we have another guest with us, Beverly Baxter, and she is President, International Women Organization, Delaware, and a professor, a fine arts professor at the Delaware University. I welcome you all on my show, and I really appreciate you people taking out time for me. You have a very hectic schedule. Still, you took out time for me. And there are two other guests who will be joining us after the break. But I will go to Rebecca, and I would ask her. She is the President and CEO of World Trade Center, Delaware. How did you find this trip to Pakistan, which has got like very, very serious objectives, as Kathleen said? And did you find it like, fruitful? Did you find it like what the objectives met in this trip of yours, or how will you coordinate once you go back, Delaware?
Well, at this point we're only halfway through the trip, but I would say that the trip is going very well and our objectives are being met. We've had excellent meetings with business people, with university students, with people involved in business opportunities and investment, and a group of entrepreneurs just this afternoon. I'm very much looking forward to continuing. We've got some more meetings set up for the rest of the visit, and then when we are back in Delaware, I'm looking forward to making some connections for the folks here and doing some research and seeing how we can best continue.
Have you come across any business possibilities between Delaware and Pakistan, or Delaware or Lahore? Did you come across any possibilities, or do you see that happening over here between the two countries?
Absolutely. I think there are a lot of possibilities. I'm not going to speculate right now on exactly what we're going to see or when we're going to see it, but there were a number of companies that we met with at the Lahore Chamber of Commerce where I think there's potential. A number of the entrepreneurs that we met with this afternoon are actually quite a long way along with their business, and I think there's great potential for their companies in Delaware. In speaking with business people, I've seen a lot of potential for Delaware companies doing business here in Pakistan, potential for investment. So I think really right now we're looking at initially building the strong relationships that will become the foundation of good business moving forward. So that's the primary focus, and then to go back home with a number of leads and see where we can develop them in the next 6 months.
So, Rebecca, one thing more I would like to ask you. You know, you have the leads with you, and you know what people can do over here in Delaware and what Delaware people can do in Lahore. So can you come up with anything that can be done between the business community of Lahorites and Delaware people?
Well, as I said, I'm not going to speculate on the specifics of business, but I think there are a lot of opportunities in the areas of infrastructure and energy. Certainly the surgical instruments area that Pakistan is very good in has potential in the United States. Also, in Delaware, we have a lot of companies that specialize in lab equipment and chemicals, and so there may be synergies there.
Okay. So the possibilities are that in the near future, there will be interaction between the two businessmen from both sides, right?
There's already interaction going on, and yes, I see quite a bit of that coming on in the next 6 months.
Julie, you are dean.
Yes, sir.
You are dean at the Cab Callaway School of Arts, right? And that's
that's correct.
That's a big time thingy. It's a reputed school, you know. And but I've heard that the children, the students at this particular school are raising funds for Pakistani children. Is it true?
Yes, actually we are. It started actually as part of our educational series that Kathleen started with us, and our students were part of a group who have been educated on what life is like in Pakistan, so that we have a better image and a better picture, more than just the media in the United States gives to us. So really one of our missions, and one of my missions in being here, is to take back to our students, you know, what Lahore is like, what Pakistan is like, what the history and culture bring, and who the people are. And so as a result of that educational piece that we started several years ago, we had a group of students form a club called P4, which is Pakistan for Peace Club. And as part of that, the students have raised funds to help send children to school here who would otherwise not be able to go to school. So we've raised $600 or $700 already, and then an additional $1,100 or $1,200 just recently that I'll be presenting to the New Alliance School this week. So that's very exciting for us. And the students are also very interested in developing that student-to-student exchange in terms of having conversations, because the kids is where it's at. You know, that's really where we start, is with our children, and breaking down those barriers that some of us have grown accustomed to.
Told us that there will be interaction between the students. So how will this interaction be matured? How will it work? Will students from Pakistan go to Delaware, and students from Delaware going to come over here, or there's something more to it?
I wouldn't rule out any of those possibilities. I think our first interaction is just to introduce the students to each other, to develop that individual contact via Skype, email. They know better than we do how to keep in touch. They get in touch on Facebook and all other kinds of social media. So I think that's a great starting point, because it's a comfort zone for kids, and they really want to have that exchange.
Okay. So what do you see, this new generation, the new Pakistani kids and the new Delaware kids, and the perception which is there? Because we come across lots of American bashing in Pakistan, and lots of Pakistan bashing in America, and especially before the elections. But do these kids from both the sides, do they really buy what the media is saying? And what is your experience when you came over here? Because you have a first-hand experience over here, so how do you take it?
My experience here is that I have experienced the most gracious hospitality of any place I've ever been, and I haven't been to a lot of places, quite frankly, but I was so taken aback by the care and the concern and just the attention to detail. So for me to take that message back to say this is the Pakistani people, this is how we are treated when we come here, with such graciousness. And I think those kinds of messages, our kids want that. You know, they don't want to believe in what we hear typically in the media. They look for the good in people, and I think we can only enhance that.
Okay, that's a good thing, that at least when you go back, and when you go back to Delaware, you can share your experiences in Pakistan, what you have gone through, and probably this is going to change the perception which is there, and which is giving a very gloomy picture. Beverly, how are you?
Yes, I am great.
You're the president, International Women's Organization in Delaware, and you're a professor at the Delaware University. You're a professor of arts, right?
Well, I am president of the International Women's Forum Delaware. I was formerly a professor at the University of Delaware, but we have another member of our delegation who is a professor of fine arts.
Okay, so how was your experience in Pakistan? Did the people from Lahore treated you well?
We, as Julie has indicated, we have experienced extraordinary hospitality. We are each staying in host families. So we're getting to know people in their homes and in the way that they live on a day-to-day basis. And we have received such gracious hospitality. It is absolutely extraordinary. And that is a story that we will be taking back with us. In addition, we've had a chance to visit some of Lahore's magnificent sites and museums, the fort, the mosque, and we are seeing Pakistani history and how you are protecting it, and what is great about your history, and the diversity of Lahore and of Pakistan. And we've had just an extraordinary experience of seeing the best of Lahore and the best of the people of Pakistan.
So how was this hospitality experience extended to you guys?
Well, number one, we've had a chance to have your magnificent food, and it's extraordinary, and we have had it over and over again, and we are all going to go home a little bit heavier than we came. We're all feeling our our clothes a little bit tighter because it's so good.
Once you guys go back, you need to work out a lot, right?
Well, and I think we're going to pick up some recipes during our trip so that we can make some of this great food when we get home. I don't think it'll be quite as good, but we've fallen in love with it.
Oh, that's very nice. But it's a lot of spicy stuff, you know. But do you like the spicy stuff? And especially the host over there, the doctor, and Ilmas and Amjad, and these guys must have been treating you with lots of spicy stuff, right?
Well, I love spicy food, so I personally like this food. I eat spicy food at home probably more than the average American does.
Okay, I think this thing will be diluted after a short span, because once this show is over, you guys are going to have like happy hours, right?
I think we are headed to another magnificent evening. Every evening that we've been here, we've had another great experience of Pakistani culture, Pakistani people, Pakistani music, Pakistani food, and we have appreciated all of it. And I just might say a part of what I was trying to discover while I was here as president of the International Women's Forum was some of your women leaders. And I've been impressed with the leadership of some of the women here in Lahore and how they are working to ensure the rights of women in Pakistan. And you've got an impressive group of women.
So did you interact with the working women of Pakistan, the real working women of Pakistan, and how was that experience? What was the conversation all about with the working women of Pakistan?
I'm not sure your definition of the working women of Pakistan, but every woman that I have met is a working woman.
Okay.
I've met women at the universities. I've met women in business situations. I've met women working at home. I've met women working in several different settings. They're all working. And they all seem to be making a big difference, whether it's in the lives of their families or in their businesses or in their teaching. Whatever it is they're doing, we've got a magnificent group of women that are trying to make a difference here.
Okay. Kathleen, you started this project like 3.5 years back probably, and now it's like recognized all over. How do you feel it? What's your feeling about this one? Because you have done a tremendous job, Kathleen.
This is really very much a group effort. I feel very good about it. I feel that we are accomplishing a lot. I think this delegation is indicative of what a small group of people, because we are a small group of people, can accomplish if they are dedicated and they have a plan. And we do have a plan. And this journey to Pakistan is step one in furthering our efforts. We already are seeing dividends coming from the few short days we've been here. This afternoon, for example, we were at the National College of Art. It was a wonderful experience. We had some ideas generated about exhibits of art from the college coming to the United States and how that might happen, the possibilities of academic partnerships between the college and between an equivalent institution in Delaware. So this is just part of a larger plan.
We'll have to take a short break over here, and we'll be back with two more guests who are part of this delegation, and they will join us. And one is Senior Economic Advisor and Mayor of Wilmington, and Martha will also join us. She's a Professor of Fine Arts in Delaware University. Both these guests are going to join us just after the break. Delaware Lahore Delhi Partnership for Peace के बारे में बात कर रही थी. Delegation, एक high power delegation with very clear objectives is in Lahore. और ये सिलसिला ये शुरू हुआ था Delaware Lahore Delhi Partnership का for Peace कुछ साल पहले शुरू हुआ था, और कुछ लाहौर के लोकलाइट्स उन्होंने इनिशिएटिव लिया और कुछ लोगों ने जो डेलावेयर में मौजूद थे उन्होंने ये इनिशिएटिव लिया, और आज ये सिलसिला इतना मजबूत हो चुका है बिटवीन अमेरिका एंड पाकिस्तान कि इसमें इंटरेक्शन जो होता है, पीपल टू पीपल कांटेक्ट जो होता है, पीपल टू पीपल इंटरेक्शन जो होता है, दैट इज देयर फ्रॉम द लास्ट सो मेनी ईयर्स कि इसमें कंटिन्यूटी में कोई ब्रेक नहीं आई. दिस इज विच इज अ वेरी प्लस पॉइंट. सो इसमें हमें 3 और लोगों ने ज्वाइन किया है जी, और उनमें एक है मार्था. Martha is a professor in the fine arts in Delaware University, and उन्होंने हमें ज्वाइन किया है. ब्रूस हमारे साथ मौजूद हैं, और वो एक रियल एस्टेट में बड़ी महारत रखते हैं. और टंडे जोरो सोमो, he is a senior economic advisor to the mayor of Wilmington. So I must say, Tandi, that when I was in Wilmington, this was like in 2011, you people were very kind to me. And when I went over there, I was given this key of the Delaware state. It was presented to me by the mayor of Delaware, and James Baker was a mayor at that time who presented me the key of the Delaware state. That was very kind of him. And James Baker was the mayor for 3 times over there. Yes. And I was really honored when I visited his office along with the other delegates. And I was really honored and impressed by James Baker that firstly he was very kind, and secondly for presenting me the key of the Delaware state. So just say hi to James Baker when you come across him. I will start with you, Tandi. How did you find the people in Pakistan? How was the interaction like? Do you see the trade things, the tourism things between Delaware and Lahore happening in the near future? Are the people of Lahore and Delaware, are they interested in any trade and tourism?
Okay, first of all, let me answer the first part of your question. The hospitality and the warmth of the people of Lahore has been extraordinary. Everywhere we went, we have seen the true side of, and the human side of people. Because wherever we live or wherever we come from, it's irrelevant. We are one part of a big human family. So we bring that, the goodwill from the U.S. that, you know, we come here to engage with the people of Lahore. We are not just at a peace level. We want to see how we can engage in development. And you just mentioned about tourism. Tourism, agriculture, the textile industry here, the pharmaceutical industry. So when we have a lot of work to do. When we go back home, we are going to sit down as an organization to see how we can use this this goodwill mission platform to get to the next level in terms of engaging in development.
You guys are going to go back and you'll look into how the interaction can continue and this relationship between Pakistan and America and the people of Pakistan and the people of America, how can this become a strong bond in the days to come? Am I right, Tandy?
Yes, that's a good summary of what I just said, yes.
Kathleen has been doing a lot of work from the last so many years. She tried her best to bring the people from both the sides, Americans and Pakistanis. She tried her best to bring them closer and closer. She became a bridge between the two countries, I would say. And this is such an initiative. This is a personal initiative. There are no finances as such involved. And don't you think that this is like an initiative of its own kind? You know, one does not have any words to appreciate this sort of partnership for peace.
It's an initiative that has been very well received. In Delaware, we have a substantive program to introduce Delawareans to South Asia, specifically Pakistan and India. And I'll share with your audience this evening 2 examples. We have an ongoing educational series called South Asia, India, and Pakistan. Each 12-month period, it involves over 3,600 high school students from 6 public, private, parochial, and charter high schools. We're talking about high-profile speakers. The Assistant Secretary of State for South and Central Asia is just one example. More recently, the U.S. Ambassador and Senior Advisor for Pakistan was a speaker. A front-page article in our state's largest newspaper with a circulation every day of 140,000 people, the headline read, "The United States needs Pakistan." So we are accomplishing goodwill for Pakistan and Pakistan-U.S. relations to a much broader audience than just those people who are involved in our organization. So when we get back to the United States, there'll be a lot of work that lies ahead of us in terms of generating goodwill and publicity for the mission here and what we're accomplishing. We have found nothing but cooperation in our efforts in the United States, and we are being received exceedingly well here. I was most impressed with the reception we received at the Lahore Chamber of Commerce, which I understand is one of the premier chambers of commerce in Pakistan. They had a very large group of men and women. We had an important message to give them, and there's going to be a lot of follow-up to make things happen.
Excellent. That's really good. Martha, you're right. Are you putting on some weight or no? With the spicy stuff these people have been feeding you?
The food has been excellent, and the hospitality we've been receiving has been in the homes as well as the different organizations that have hosted it.
Is there any interaction going on, like any art school in Delaware and art school in Pakistan? Are they going liaison, collaboration, collective efforts to do something collectively
Well, the beginning of things has taken place yesterday and today. Yesterday, we were hosted at the Beacon House University, so we were able to take a tour through the studio facilities and see student work and talk with faculty there. And then today, we've been to the Lahore College of Women University, as well as the National College of Art. There again, at both of those universities, we've had a chance to talk with faculty. Specifically today, we had a chance to talk with students, and then we saw a very exciting master's level exhibition of student work at the National College of Art. So many of those conversations have led to beginning ideas about how we could have an exchange or an interaction with those universities. So, as my other colleagues have mentioned, this is a wonderful introduction to the people and to the students and to the visual arts of Pakistan, and it's the beginning of trying to explore various opportunities that we hope to seek out in the future.
Martha, you're here with your husband, right?
Yes.
Is Bruce happy with the Lahorites?
Well, I think I can speak for him that he's very happy about what we're doing here. He as well has had a background in the arts, and so he's been attending with us at the 3 universities, and we'll see one more tomorrow. And we're going to also go to a gallery tomorrow afternoon that's showing specifically contemporary Pakistani art. So, indeed, he brings along with that his experience and interest in the arts and what we've been seeing here.
Bruce, is she right?
Yeah, she's right. We've had a great time.
Okay.
We've had a great time, and I've gotten to see a lot of things, or we all have gotten to see a lot of things that maybe we've only read about in books. Seeing the starving Buddha in the Lahore Art Museum, the Lahore Museum, it was something I'd seen in art history books and never really thought I'd get to see until, oh yeah, we're here, we get to see it. The Lahore Fort, the same way. The mosque, yes, we understand all these things, and it's great to be able to take part in something that brings it to us. Now, I think on the other hand, we will also accept or bring about visits to the United States, and people will say, well, can we get to see this? Can we get to see that? Delaware is actually uniquely located in between Washington and New York City. So I think when people do come, they will enjoy the chance to visit with us, and it isn't too hard for them to get to see things.
So would you like to come back again?
I will be back again, I'm sure, yes.
I think like Tunde is not very happy with this one, right?
I agree with that. I'm having a good time, a great time.
You sure about it?
Yeah, everywhere. Yes, I'm really enjoying myself.
Okay. So Kathleen looks a bit tired, you know. This Ilmas and all these guys, they put you on so much of hectic trips. You know, the commitments and the, you know, meeting people, this is like very hectic. Kathleen, should we like take care of Ilmas over here or no?
Well, we have an agenda. We have objectives that we set for this mission. And yes, they're long days, and we meet a lot of people in a very short period of time. But that's essential if we are to accomplish what we set up to do. It has just been an extraordinary experience for all of us. The hospitality, the kindness that the Pakistani people we have met has extended to us is really extraordinary. Again, it gets back to why we're here, what our objectives are. So what more can I say?
That's very kind of you. I really appreciate all you guys joining me on my show today, and I'm really thankful to you because there's a very hectic schedule which you people are following. The efforts you guys are making and the efforts which are there to have a contact, a people-to-people contact with the Americans and the Pakistani people, it's working, and from the last like 3-4 years, this initiative taken by the Delaware Lahore Daily Partnership for Peace is working, and it has done like a tremendous job. There's a lot to be shared. I'll do some other time because there's some shortage of time over here. And once again, thank you very much, all of you, for joining me today. Deliver Lahore Daily Partnership for Peace ایک انیشیٹو لیا گیا پیپل ٹو پیپل کانٹیکٹ کے لیے. امریکن عوام اور پاکستانی عوام کے درمیان جو پیپل ٹو پیپل کانٹیکٹ کا ایک انیشیٹو لیا گیا, وہ ابھی اپنا پروان چڑھ چکا ہے وڈ سے, اور اس میں جس طریقے سے اس میں کام کیا جا رہا ہے, اس کے ریزلٹس آپ کے سامنے آنا شروع ہو جائیں گے. اور اٹ ہیز گاٹ نتھنگ ٹو ڈو ود دا گورنمنٹس. پاکستانی گورنمنٹ اور امریکن گورنمنٹ کا اس سے کوئی تعلق نہیں ہے. اٹس جسٹ انیشیٹو ٹیکن بائی دا ڈیلیور پیپل. ڈیلیور اسٹیٹ کے لوگوں کا انیشیٹو ہے اور لاہور کے لوگوں کا انیشیٹو ہے, جو ایک پرسنل لیول پہ لیا گیا, اور آج یہ بہت پھل پھول کے ایک پودا بن چکا ہے. فی الحال رانا مبشر کو اجازت دیجیے. اللہ حافظ.